Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and today we'll be talking about a tactical axe and exterminator shotgun build for the new Arbites class in Darktide. Now, the fundamental idea behind this build is that we're going to be hunting down specials both with our dog and at range and up close with our shotgun, and we build to break the line and execution order, really just be a dog enabler. And really, your dog, your Cyber-Mastiff, as they call them in lore, he puts in serious work in this game. He's also a ton of fun to use. He is the premier selling point of this class in general. That's what we decided to build around today. Now, I have also become a big fan of the tactical axe, and today I'll be using the Mark 7 version, and we have dump-statted mobility here and taking the perks for flak and unarmored, mainly to have a better horde clear. But if you do want to forego unarmored here and just take something like unyielding or carapace, that is up to you. Before the blessings, we have also taken head taker and brutal momentum. This is pretty standard, and really these perks work really well with the tac axe in general on any version. And as far as the exterminator shotgun goes, we do take a dump stat of mobility once again to max out our other stats, and we take flak and flak and maniac, because this is kind of a catch-all for all the specials in this game. And after all, we are hunting down specials. And for the blessings, we take Death Spitter, plus 6.5% strength for 3.5 seconds on close range kill, and Sustained Fire, which is plus 20% damage on second, third, and fourth shot in a salvo. The main reason I like Death Spitter is because sometimes you are at close range and you are just blasting guys in the face, and this really helps out by giving you some extra damage. If you want to take something like Full Bore, that is better at range, and at times it can help you hit some breakpoints, but overall, I decided to take Death Spitter today. That's really up to you as well. And as far as our curios are concerned, I take all toughness curios with combat ability regeneration, revive speed, and toughness. Now, revive speed is actually very good in Havoc 40. If you're playing Auric, I don't really think you need this all that much, but I am taking this build in the Havoc primarily, so that's why I decided to take revive speed today. Alternatively, you could take something like stamina regen, or forego that entirely and you take gunner resist. I've done that before, but since I'm not really using something like I'm not really too worried about gunners on this build thanks to our dog, which we will be having as a go get him to go get the range guys, I'm not too worried about that today. Now, as far as our talent selection goes, I do take a no escape first, plus 10% damage, plus 10% movement speed on elite or specialist kill, last 4 seconds. This is mainly to go into Razor Jaw augment. Enemies knocked away by your Cyber-Mastiff's pounce have 8 stacks of bleed applied to them. This actually comes out quite a bit of damage and really helps enable our Cyber-Mastiff as horde control. It's also just a pretty fun perk to use. And the next perk here is up close, replenish 5% toughness on close kill. This does function for both your melee and ranged weapons, just keep that in mind. And then we move into what's pretty god tier perk, which is Force of Will, replenish 10% toughness on staggering melee attack. Toughness is really high on this class in general, and 10% is a very chunky number, and getting a staggering melee attack is very easy with perks like Concussive later. And the next perk we take is Walk It Off. Spending 1 stamina replenishes 15% toughness over 3 seconds. This perk is quite incredible. It's just free toughness regen. You're spending stamina all the time in this game, so it's a pretty meta pick here. And then we go down to toughness damage reduction and remote detonation. Cause an explosion at your Cyber-Mastiff's location, staggering and electrocuting nearby enemies. 3 charges, 60-second cooldown. Now, this can trigger bleed stacks on something like a puncture bolter or bolt pistol, but we're not going to be using that today. And I still like this thing even without that, mainly because it's like the only grenade you can get without Lone Wolf that actually has a proper 60-second cooldown. If you want to take something like Voltaic Shock Mine or even the Arbites grenade, you certainly can, though you will be a little bit more limited than if you were taking something like the Lone Wolf version of those. Now, for the next perk here, we take Arbitrator Armor, pretty standard, plus 25 toughness, and then we take Voltaic Mandibles Augment. Your Cyber-Mastiff electrocutes enemies and attacks for 5 seconds. This just gives our Cyber-Mastiff quite a bit more damage, and then you could also take Canine Morale if you wanted to dump out a different perk here, like Drive Them Back or something, for that extra toughness damage reduction and plus 10% toughness over 5 seconds on killing a pounce target, but I decided to forego that today. And then we move over here to Concussive, which is melee weak spot hits make the enemy count as staggered for 4 seconds. Pretty goated perk, pretty easy to trigger a ton of stagger effects on this class, which he really has a ton of perks that revolve around staggering anyway, so pretty great perk here. Next perk is Suppression Protocols. Hitting 3 or more enemies with an attack grants you plus 20% toughness damage reduction for 5 seconds. This is pretty much free toughness damage reduction, because hitting 3 enemies in Havoc is so easy. Even in Orc, it's quite easy. So Suppression Protocols, pretty damn decent perk. And then we take Breaking Descent. You and allies and Coherency deal additional plus 10% damage versus staggered. This is just free damage because Concussive enables this all the time. And then we move into Plasteel Plates, plus 25 toughness. And then we take Go Get 'Em. Your Cyber-Mastiff prioritizes versus ranged enemies and deals plus 50% damage to them. I actually like this one a lot. Alternatively, you could take Unleashed Brutality. Your Cyber-Mastiff prioritizes elite and specialist enemies and deals plus 25% damage to them, but I really prefer ranged on this build in particular because I just like shooting guys in the face. And for this build setup, a lot of times in my Havoc games, I find that ranged enemies are the ones that people are bothered by the most. You know, we don't have any like toughness damage reduction, or excuse me, not toughness damage reduction, but gunner resist here. So killing gunners can be quite useful if we have to like reload our shotgun or something. Now we take the impact boost here, plus 25% impact, really useful perk. And then we take break the line, step forward and bash, causing high stagger to enemies in front of you, gain plus 25% damage and plus 50% impact for 6 seconds. Base cooldown is 20 seconds. And then we move into kill order, plus 50% damage for your Cyber-Mastiff for 12 seconds after using your combat ability. This is pretty much up all the time because we have Mallocator here for a plus 50% cooldown regeneration for 8 seconds after marked kill. And this thing only has a 20-second cooldown, which is an insanely low cooldown for this ability, especially since you could stack it or get it even lower with targeted brutality, which you will be taking on top of commendation from condemnation. Then we move down to hold the line. Staggering an enemy grants 1 stack of plus 3% damage resistance on the next melee hit taken. Stacking 5 times, lasting 8 seconds. Staggering non-human sized enemies grants 5 stacks. It's just free damage reduction. Then we move into drive them back. Pushing grants plus 75% cleave for 5 seconds. This is just free cleave. And sometimes the tactical axe, if you aren't like instantaneously killing them with a brutal momentum, it can lack a little bit of cleave. So this can help with that, especially in like the really fat waves in the Havoc mode. And then we go over to justified measures. Plus 3% damage on successful attack, 5 max stacks, last 5 seconds. This is once again free damage. And then we go down to street smarts, gain plus 1 effective dodges and plus 25% dodge duration. Well, the tactical axe already has like 5 dodges. This will take us to like a total of 6 and make them even better. So it's quite good on the tactical axe. And then we take priority endowment, plus 15% clip size rounded up. Well, since we only have 4 shots in this Exterminator Shotgun Mark 8, which is the long range version, I should also mention that the special ammo here is a flechette round that will cause brittleness. So that's why we don't really need the rending in the perk tree down here as much. But since this has 4 rounds in its magazine, or 4 shells, excuse me, this will be rounded up to like a 25% total increase of 5 rounds or 5 shells in our magazine. So that's quite good. It helps us shoot a lot more. And this gun puts out a ton of damage and is really quite the sniper rifle at times. It functions a lot more like a real life shotgun than you would normally expect, because most shotguns in video games suck. But in real life, a shotgun can kill from a very far range. So these ones are far more accurate to that. Now we go into Arbites Revelatum, 15% damage for 5 seconds after successful dodge. This is free damage. You're dodging all the time, especially on a tactical axe. And then you take 2 of the best perks in this entire tree, which is Zealous Dedication, 2% critical strike chance on kill, 8 stacks, last 10 seconds. 10 seconds is an eternity in this game. And then we move into Soul Guilt Scan. Weak spot hits grant 2% weak spot strength, 8 max stacks, also last 10 seconds. This is just free damage enabling on our tactical axe, especially because you will be doing this all the time. And then we go down to Execution Order. Periodically mark elites, specialists, and bosses for Mercy Sanction. Killing a marked enemy replenishes 15% toughness. Your Cyber-Mastiff gains plus 150% Cyber-Mastiff damage for 8 seconds after attacking a marked enemy. You gain plus 15% damage and plus 10% attack speed for 8 seconds after killing a marked enemy. And then we take the 2 most meta perks, or like the 2 really easy choices here, which are Mallocator for a plus 50% cooldown regeneration for 8 seconds after a marked kill. This is an even like greater enabler for our break the line perk, and then we can have kill order up even more. Alternatively, I should say you can take Castigator Stance if you want, because you don't have to build into these 2, so you can save 2 points there and then put in something like Strike Down or True Grit. I didn't decide to do that today because I just don't like Castigator Stance that much. I think it's very boring to play with. It's very strong, like you just don't die, but you know, you hit the button and that's about it. Break the line just feels a little bit more interactive to me, even though it's also very strong. That's just my personal preference, but if you want to do that, you can. But down here, I did also take Efficient Killer, gain plus 10% crit chance and plus 25% crit damage on marked kill last 8 seconds. Again, just more damage for us, really. That's pretty much all there is to the build. Now I'm going to show you guys some actual Havoc gameplay of this. And really, this class is a lot of fun. There's so many ways you can build it. If you don't want to take things like the drive them back here, you could swap over to take Ammo Belt for more ammo in the Havoc mode, or even take Canine Morale, or even Imposing Force if you want. There are a lot of good perk choices in this tree. It's quite hard to go wrong. You can really build them however you want. This is just what I decided to do. If you find yourself wanting to reload more through shotgun, you could take something like Judicious Efficiency, 20% reload speed on next kill after a lead kill or specialist kill. I will say, if you are taking the Castigator stance ability and you are playing on Havoc, True Grit is very good for Havoc, mainly because a lot of things that actually kill you in Havoc, a lot of times when you actually die, it's going to be from like one of the 50 scab maulers in your face, and you just happen to mess up a single time, and this will prevent you from instantaneously dying. Quite good for that, and rending here is quite good for our attack axe, because sometimes the attack axe can struggle on rending, and getting a plus 15% melee rending bonus on staggered enemies is very easy to pull off on this class. But hopefully this build guide helped, and time for the actual gameplay. Thanks for watching. Thank God my ogre has a pickaxe this time.
Reserve spent. Shooting is fast, but mashing enemy with fists is best.
That guy's brutal. Absolute brutal. Getting cooked. Probably gonna save that. Take that. Chop through these guys and get back to my boy. Not my dog, but my giant fuck of the Oberon. Alright, so far so good. We've not had twins yet, but a little worried about.
My beloved says he'll keep me safe. You too, if you're nice. I'm good like that.
There. So I got to help him. I mean, I should not have gone over there. Wow, he actually got me up. I'm a champion. Just stupid of me to be over there. I was gonna go back, and then I was like, he's coming up to help me, but like I was the idiot in that situation, so that was a foul error, as they say. Thank God no one's this far in the video, right? Cut it out in post. That was an absolute clutch, but my Ogre is just like, wow, look at my stupid Arbites. Let me go and save his dumb life. Another waste. Alright, let me not waste any of my shots. My ghost here. That's good.
this guy. My axe sure can. Hey, rock. Yeah, my boys. I'll get rid of those gunners.
Oh
my god. This wasn't an explosive one.
My beloved says many a charlatan has had the belly so wholesome. So why not us?
Something new for the collection.
I expect I'll mourn you when the block fodder kill you. But not for long.
Attempted intimidation of an arbitrator. Mandated edict. Mercy. Yes. Cannot know.
All right, well,
Write that down.
there's a trapper in my training.
There's our daughter for these out. Oh, no. Oh, that was really bad. Almost. Our dog should clear out most of that. gunners for our team.
I suppose.
Guys. Yeah, our dog is doing a lot of work right now. He has to kill a lot of specials for us and also kill a ton of ranged enemies. So the go get him perk is quite good. Quite good for this. So, and this is a serious impact. Alright, in this scenario, we need to leave. Plus, next to my Super Chad Ogren, life should be okay. Let's go get our Ogren before we all die. We need that armor piercing. We don't have incredible carapace damage on this build, so the one thing we're lacking. A little bit of boss damage, but okay, got it.
Salutations. Havoc online. Data stream viable. Try. Resume.
Can't win at range! Get close! We'll have to kill faster!
Yeah, clear out those guys.
Interrogator status.
God, this was a hectic one, for sure.
Remedy.
Glad my Ogren is a big pickaxe guy. As long as that Ogren doesn't get like one shot by the Crusher like I have him there, very easy for me to enable him. Give him bonus damage on stagger and knock some guys over for him. Alright, let's This build's gonna give me carpal tunnel. It's coming. That's where Death Splitter is quite good. I'm gonna take my heal here. I have a heal for that guy if he needs it. this finish. That's what I wanted. My dog will get that.
Completion imminent. Interrogation approaching completion.
Oh, oh, oh. Maybe Mystery's right. I do need to rebind that key. Alright, Mystery, if you're watching, you happen to watch any of my videos for one time in your life, you're this late in, I'll rebind my key, okay? Promise. Where are you guys? Oh, that could have gone a lot worse. Whoops, that's not what I wanted, but, you know. We're already at the end. Alright guys, that is the tactical axe on Havoc 40. Shout out to Meat for his massive girth. Close game at some points there. A little worried at the middle area. I definitely goofed quite a few times, but yeah, we have a lot of special kills there for sure. Let me move the GG. Thought we do a lot of damage with the attack axe. 1.8 mil. Anyways, guys, that's all for this video. Peace.